Hello and welcome back to Clicks on the Side. Today we're going to do a review on the 2025 DC Starter Kit. I'm just going to go over the figures and what comes along inside. I did go ahead and open it up and got it sorted out. So without further ado, let's see what is inside. You do get your updated Heroclix rules and powers and abilities. Yep. Can't get enough of those. I wish there were more ways to get your hands on these, but they are becoming more plentiful when you see them in the Hellfire Galley, you see them in here. Yeah, that never hurts to have too many sets of rules, especially for the new players. You do get a sheet of terrain and debris. You do get one hindering terrain marker there. You get a couple waters, get some barriers. Got some smoke screen, and then debris markers as well for once those are destroyed. So you do get a fair amount of those. Also inside, you do get a sheet of action tokens. I know most people just use poker chips, but these are actually action tokens that slide into the little slots of the clicks. And then you do get some parademons and dark side bystanders, and on the other side of those you do see a couple civilians that you can use for the scenario that does come with the starter kits. We won't get into that too much, but you do get a booklet with explaining the scenario. Really great tool if you're looking to learn how to play Heroclix. And then this year, we do get a full-size map. It is not the cardboard ones like before, I believe it was only half of a map, but you do get a full map of Cord Industries lot. It is an outdoor map, and it is one-sided. So it is a one-sided map, but you do get a full map, which I believe is, last year's was okay. I liked that it was cardboard or the board back, to be honest, but it needed to be full-size map. You can't really learn how to strategize on half of a map, so very glad they came out with the full map this time around. Last thing in here outside of the figures is a pair of dice. You actually get a pair of Batman die, which I appreciate the die and I appreciate that they are Batman. I wish they would make up their minds on the size of their dice. These are back to what we are all used to, the smaller ones, which I prefer actually, but all the dice in the recent sets have been bigger. That's just me nitpicking. I do like these dice. I'm probably going to be using them a little bit. All right. Well, let's get down to the figures. Sorry about that. I dropped Batman, but had to retrieve him. But that is not who we're going to start off with. We are going to start off with Wonder Woman. You do get 4 figures in this starter kit. Looks like it is still going to be Justice League related for the most part. We are starting off with Wonder Woman. Now, same as last year, you do get 2 different cards per figure. You get a 50-point and a 75-point version. And let's take a look at the 50-point version of Wonder Woman. It has the Wonder Woman team ability, Amazon, Justice League, Deity, and Warrior keywords. As you can see, the trait basic card. If Wonder Woman is 50 points, you're using this card. You're going to see that with every figure in the starter kit. Starts off with Running Shot, a special attack power, Invincible, and a blank damage power. Later on does have some super senses throughout, which are super duper senses with her Wonder Woman team ability. Some charge and empower, and some incap. And then there you see that special attack power is the Golden Lasso. Incapacitate. When Wonder Woman gives an opposing character an action token, modify that character's defense -1 until your next turn. Very nice. For 50 points, you get 7 clicks. range of 4 with 2 targets, and she does have flight. Not bad at all, and a really nice piece to be able to start learning on your Clicks adventure. And at 75 points, let's see what differences there are. Keywords are the same, team abilities the same, and then you'll see advanced card. Again, you will see this with every figure. If Wonder Woman is 75 points, use this card. Does have a trait, protection from Themyscira. Adjacent friendly characters modify defense +1. Very, very nice. And then she does still have the special attack power. And this time around, it is Amazonian Fury. Precision Strike. When Wonder Woman damages an opposing character after resolutions, give that character an action token. Not bad at all. Both are pretty basic, pretty straightforward, but that's what you're needing when you are learning your ways in Heroclix. I do also appreciate that they have gone, in my opinion, above and beyond on these sculpts as another way to entice new players in. I know if I came in and I saw game pieces that looked very basic, I wouldn't be as excited to play, but just seeing these, I'm already wanting to rip open boosters anyway, but the fact that they went out of their way on the starter sets with these sculpts makes me want to open more product. It does. Having said that, here is our second figure from the starter kit. We are looking at Superman. Now, if you've seen the Marvel kit coming out for 2025, they've apparently had an affinity for using steel girders, as the Hulk also has one. We'll get into that later once that does show up. But here we are. There is Superman. Now let's take a look at his basic card. He does have the Superman team ability, Justice League, Kryptonian, Metropolis, and Reporter keywords. Does have a special movement ability, penetrating psychic blast, impervious, and leadership up top. Later on, does turn into charge, toughness, and combat reflexes. And as you'll see, does have a range of 5 with 1 target and 50 points. Does have that special movement, which is faster than a speeding bullet. When Superman moves after resolutions, he may make an attack, either close or range. So that's essentially a running shot with a movement of 8 that's not halved with a penetrating psychic blast. That's solid for 50 points. And then the impervious as well has the Superman team abilities, so there's no stealthing from that. I'm not gonna lie, this Superman might see play outside of the starter kit. That's very impressive. I don't believe there's anything else. Yeah, nothing else on the back. But for 50 points, essentially a running shot of 8, and then you make that range attack with that penetrating psychic blast. Very, very nice. Let's see if the 75 point value can beat that. There we are. Everything's the same keyword wise and team ability wise. He does have a new trait though, and that is Man of Steel. Super strength. Superman can't be knocked back and can reduce penetrating damage. Gotta love that with the impervious. Very, very nice. And what is the movement ability now? More powerful than a locomotive. Flurry. When Superman moves, after resolutions, he may make a range attack or use Flurry as free. So he still keeps essentially a running shot of 8. Or if you want to, you can run up and base an opponent with that. What is 18? 18 impervious that can reduce penetrating damage, and he has super strength, so he'll probably pick something up along the way. See, that is a very nice Superman. On both 50 or 75 points, I could see either one of those actually seeing play. Very, very nice. Not gonna lie, when I got this starter set, those were not the two I was looking for. I was going based on sculpts only as to why I picked this one over the Marvel one first. But that Superman can get it done. Moving on, we are going to go to Gotham and take a look at the newest Batman. And I liked the sculpt from the 2024 starter kit. And I love that they finally are showing some action poses with the Batarangs, as opposed to him just kicking the air, which has been their go-to as of late. So very, very fond of this Batman. This is the one that sold me on buying this starter kit first. There we are. Let's see. Now, there is one downside to this Batman. For me, I mean, he has the power anyway, but it's just my opinion. Here is Batman. Team ability is Justice League of America. No Batman family. It surprises me. I really thought it should be there, but it is what it is. No Batman family. But does have the Batman family keyword, as well as Gotham City, Justice League, Detective, and Martial Artist. Starts off with Stealth, so he does have it, but not throughout his dial. Has Precision Strike, Super Senses, and a special damage power. Later on gains Charge, Incapacitate, Combat Reflexes, and Outwit. At 50 points, that special damage power is thoroughly investigated, and it is Outwit. When Batman uses it, he may choose an additional power the target can't use until your next turn. That's very, very nice. So essentially a double Outwit. And I do love how that does mention what the team abilities actually do, as opposed to before the last. I know they've been showing them for a while, but that was a great move on their part, adding those to the cards, especially for new players who don't know what those do, especially some of the older ones like Hyper Time that's just come back. I was not familiar with that at all until I saw that on a card for Masters of Time. Here is Batman at 75 points. Does earn a trait, and that is I Am the Knight. Perplex. Free. Place Batman in a square of hindering terrain within range and line of fire. One thing I didn't mention is he does have a range of 4 with 3 targets. So with that Precision Strike, that could be handy. Let's see what the damage power is on the 75 point value. Intimidating Glare. Outwit. When Batman uses it after resolutions, give the target an action token. Nice. Very, very nice. I wish he had a little bit more than just Super Senses at the top dial, but overall, not bad at all. Gets the Perplex. Gotta love the Precision Strike with 3 targets, so you can at least put 1 damage into 3 different people, 3 different characters if they are in range. Yeah, but like I said, that one I got purely for the sculpt without knowing anything about what the character actually could do. Which is also true for the last figure from this set. I am a big fan of this character. I had high hopes for it. It's not bad. It's not bad, but the sculpt is amazing, and we are looking at our newest Blue Beetle. I love this sculpt so much more than the Prime we got from Masters of Time. You can actually make out the blue. The sword is insane. If you can see that detail on there. Absolutely in love with this Blue Beetle. Outside of the sculpt, let's see what he can do. We have the Blue Beetle, has the Mystics team ability, Teen Titans, Armor, and Mystical keywords. It does have a special, starts off with Charge, Blades, invuln, and a special damage power. Later on, it's flurry blades with super senses, and then finishes off with flurry, steel energy, regen, and probability control. Let's take a look at that special damage power, and that is threat detection, probability control. When Blue Beetle uses it to reroll an attack roll, he may choose to reroll a single die in that roll. The other die remains the same. So notice how that does not specify his attack roll. It can be any character, even if it is your opponent. So if they get 1-1, make them reroll the other one, and hopefully they get a critical miss. Not bad at all for 50 points. Is 6 clicks long. Not bad. Lacking in keywords, he is. I mean, it's set based on Justice League, so I was kind of hoping he would have Justice League on there, but Mystical's still good. Armor is better now with Masters of Time, and hopefully we get more Teen Titans later on. But in most cases, you'll probably be going with the Prime Blue Beetle over this guy based on what he can do. But I love this sculpt. So I'll probably try to work it into a team somewhere. At 75 points, he does gain a trait, the Scarab. Once per game, when Blue Beetle would take 3 or more damage, you may choose he takes no damage instead. That would come in handy with quite a few scenarios, so happy to have that. And for his special damage power, he does gain the Scarab aided aiming, which gives you exploit weakness and probability control. Once per turn, Blue Beetle may re-roll a single die he rolled, including a single die in an attack roll. So with that, he gains exploit weakness. If for some reason the Blades roll is only a 1, you can now prob that and take a second shot. Say he's on his 3rd or 4th dial and he gets super senses. You now have a second shot at getting that if you miss. And then, of course, on his last 2 clicks, he has regen. So if you roll for regen, get a 1 or 2, you get a second chance. Well, I'm sorry, no, by that point, that power's gone. So ignore that. But for the super senses and for his blades, you have a second shot at getting the result you're looking for. So there you have it. That is the 2025 DC starter set. Like I said, love the sculpts. Glad they went this route instead of putting a bunch of commons together. I feel like this set would get people excited and wanting to play, learn the game, and actually properly get people in the stores. At least let's hope. We need more players, am I right? That is going to do it for me. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, this has been Clicks on the Side.